Okay. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming Rakuten Technology Conference 2013. Now we will go on to the next session, Innovate or Die. Please welcome Vice Section Manager of Rakuten Institute of Technology, Dr. Will Archer-Arens, and Team Manager of Product Planning Team, Rakuten Institute of Technology, Mr. Udana Bandara. Please applaud.
Thank you for the introduction, Inspector Tanaka. I will try to behave. So the title of my talk is Innovate or Die. And I'm just going to go right into it. So what is actually innovation? Innovation comes from the Latin word innovare, which means to make new. But many people actually think that to innovate means to develop new technology and services. But that's not the case. Innovation is not just about technology. In an organization, innovation can happen anywhere. In marketing, you can have a smart marketing campaign which can help sell more products. Executives can figure out new directions for the company to improve profitability. Management can come up with creative ways to improve output and motivate workers. And finance, minimizing the cost of and taxation by creatively, but not too creatively, managing the organization's financial structure. And of course, R&D. But even in an organization, even a janitor can be a source of innovation. I'm going to go through a couple of examples, companies that have been more or less successful in innovating. My first example company is 3M. So 3M was established in 1902, and it was named the Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing Company. Their business model was to mine for stones to be used in sandpaper production. So that's the mining and manufacturing. They had years and years of failure with mining, and they decided eventually that they had to import stones from Spain to try to rescue their company. So these stones, they were imported from Spain, and they tried to make sandpapers with the sand from these stones, but they failed again. After some studies, they realized that during the transport across the Atlantic Ocean, the stones had been stored too close to olive oil, which had come into the stones, and this prevented the sand from adhering to paper. And we know that sandpaper without sand is just paper, and it's pretty useless for sanding. So this inspired the first instance of innovation in 3M. So one smart employee came up with the idea that we take these stones and we roast them over fire to get the olive oil out. This was very successful, and since the company was already about to go bankrupt, this saved the company from bankruptcy. And this inspired executives of 3M to encourage all employees to innovate. So the employees of 3M were given free time to do exactly what they wanted to do. And they developed what they call the champion product development system, which is a way of testing out if an idea has the right to live in the marketplace. One of the products that came out of this system is the Post-it note, as we all know. Today, the company is doing pretty well. They have a $30 billion revenue. They have 55,000 products and 84,000 employees. So 3M started out as a failing company, but smart decisions from the executives turned failure into incredibly profitable business. But the lesson to be learned from 3M is that encouraging innovation on all levels is the key to building an corporate innovative culture. Sorry. My next example is Apple. And we all know the story about the computer company that was founded in the garage of Steve Jobs in 1976. They had the initial success with Apple II, Lisa, and the Macintosh. They were always developed from the beginning, a very creative, technologically creative company, and always developing many, many products. Despite that, they had 11 years of decline in sales. And they were still continuously launching various kinds of consumer electronics, but the technology itself was immature and the consumers were not ready. But in 1997, they returned to profitability, greatly due to improved designs, new and better desktop operating systems. The technology was maturing and the customers were ready. So last year, Apple reached the highest nominal market cap ever reached by any publicly traded company, which is 660 billion US dollars. That's about 40 times the market cap of Rakuten. So the lesson to be learned from Apple is that it's not sufficient just to launch innovative products, even if they are great and very creative. The greatest innovation from Apple is the understanding of matching consumers' needs with cutting-edge technology. And this is why Apple often waits to apply technologies until they understand the consumer's need for this technology. My last example is Kodak. So Kodak was established in Rochester, New York in 1888, a very old company. It was a major film and camera maker. And in 1976, they had 90% market share for films in the US. In 1975, something very interesting happened. They developed the world's first digital camera. But this product was dropped by the management because they felt it could threaten Kodak's photographic film business. So in 2001, film sales started to drop, but the management still failed to see the importance of digital camera. Instead, they had internal battles and politics between the digital and the traditional film. So in 2005, finally, the management of Kodak is realizing that digital cameras are the future. But it was too late. And trying to catch up with the competition was costing the company a fortune. And in 2012, they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. So Kodak employed very innovative people, but they failed to innovate as a business. They let the old ways and status quo remain as the dominant powers, resulting in a total failure of the company. And the key here is that the larger the organization, the harder it is to maintain this innovative culture. Sorry. Oh, I skipped that one. So that's what happened to Kodak. So 3M and Apple, they managed to create innovative corporate culture. But to build innovative culture, To build innovative culture, all employees need to understand that innovation is a job requirement. It should be woven into the fabric of the business and emphasized in the job description. Superior results emerge when strategies, business models, structures, processes, technologies, tools, reward systems fire on all cylinders in a symphonic unison. Also, innovation needs time to develop. No one ever feels like they have time to spare. People get so consumed with putting out fires and chasing short-term targets that most people can't even think about the future. So an example of a company that has understood this point about time is Atlassian. We're a customer at Atlassian here at Rakuten. And they actually encourage their employees to take what they call FedEx days. So FedEx days are paid days off work to work on any problem they want. But there's a catch. Just like with FedEx, you have to deliver something of value after 24 hours. Intuit is another example. So they use time as a reward because they believe time is one of the biggest motivators for corporate entrepreneurs. So they give their best business innovators 3 months of unstructured time that can be used in one big chunk or spread over 6 months for part-time exploration of new opportunities. So using time wisely creates a major incentive to get more time to play with, hopefully wisely. There are also some don'ts, some things one should avoid when building building an innovation culture. So most corporations' visions and missions, they sound alarmingly alike, becoming the #1 provider of blah, blah, blah. These generic broad-based goals might rev up sales teams, but they do very little to spark ingenuity. Perhaps the worst thing a company can do is to give innovation marching orders without any guideposts. That's when focus gets lost and teams spin their wheels. Another pitfall is to limit rewards to annual innovation awards, rather than shaping the organization through informal symbolic rewards, such as Colgate, Palmolive, Global R&D's wooden nickels. So these were wooden coins that were given to innovative people in the company. So you come back from lunch and you can find some wooden nickels on your desk given to you by an anonymous admirer of your work. Another daunt is to punish mistakes, rather than being symbolic and using them as poignant experiences which stories and corporate folklore can flourish and shape the organization. One example here is Sheryl Sandberg of Google. She's now the chief operating officer of Facebook, I believe, but she was a vice president of advertisement in Google, and she made a huge mistake that cost Google millions and millions of dollars. But when she went to Larry Page to apologize for her mistake, Larry said, "I'm so glad you made this mistake, because I want to run a company where we are moving too quickly and doing too much, not being too cautious and doing too little." If we don't have any mistakes, we are just not taking enough risks. So making mistakes is good. It's easy to innovate as a startup or a small company. But as companies grow and get bigger, it's harder and harder to maintain this innovative spirit, unless making conscious steps towards building an innovative culture. Big companies generally get organized to perform a function that optimizes for profit and or growth. This may not include innovating. Some examples of big companies that failed to innovate are Olympus with last year's scandal. SsangYong is a Korean car manufacturer that went bankrupt 3 years ago, and Nortel, a Canadian telecom giant with more than 100-year history that went bankrupt in 2009. As Rakuten grew, Rakuten Institute of Technology, or RIT as we like to call it, was established to maintain this focus on innovation. So RIT is our internal think tank, it's our incubator or accelerator, and it's built around 3 pillars of focus, which are blue water research. Blue water research has the highest risk, but it also has the highest potential. We work on strategic software development to reduce costs on very expensive software systems, or when existing systems does not exist, we build our own. And the final is new concept, which Udana is going to give a little bit more of an example of after my talk. But RIT does more than that. RIT tries to improve current services, to try to find unique new solutions. We introduce state-of-the-art to the service engineers, which sometimes have no time to get updated on what's current. And we improve current processes. We also advertise excitement. And we investigate in technological opportunities. We can actually say that RIT set out to influence Rakuten Group and to create an open and innovative-oriented culture. So I'm going to go through these 3 pillars, and I'm going to give some examples of projects that we are working on at RIT. The first example here is augmented reality. We have a team working on a project called Hitoke, which has received quite a bit of media attention lately. We are working on the new low-power Bluetooth standard with Bluetooth beacons. We work on collaborative smart device shopping. Visual search is a very popular application where you can imagine you go to a restaurant and you drink a bottle of wine, but you're unable to read the label. You can take a picture of that with your cell phone, and you can buy the wine bottle online. Otherwise, you see a bag that you like, and you take a picture of the bag, and you find it online. So this is visual content-based search. We also work on smart device applications and wearable devices, such as watches and stuff. And we have this quite interesting image filter where you take a picture of food and you run it through this filter, and it automatically makes the food look more tasty. So that's our blue water research. As for strategic software development, we have projects like LeoFS, which has a separate talk here today. And it's a kind of distributed file system. It's very scalable. And it's open source. And anyone can download it from GitHub at any time. RAT is Rakuten's analytics tracker. It's used to collect information about every interaction that happens between users and Rakuten's application and services, which is used to improve the services and the usability of services and applications. We have Roma, which is our open source key value store, also downloadable from GitHub, and several other projects. Yeah. So for new concepts, we have some of these are old, but some are newer. We worked on something called Ubera a couple of years ago, which is a way for O2O kind of project for letting the offline merchants be able to compete with the online merchants through an elaborate coupon-based system. We have Useless, which is our ultrasonic technology for beacons, ultrasonic beacon system. And we have ultrasonic payment system, which makes it possible to do payments through an iPhone, which doesn't have NFC. Finally, Landmark, which Udana is going to talk about next. So without further ado, I think I will close the talk and leave the word over to Udana and just say, let's innovate. Yeah, I can take...
Wooden nickels. Seems like a great idea.
That's the point. So my point was we should do things like wooden nickels, not have annual innovation awards.
Oh, okay.
So we agree. Yeah.
Thank you for a nice talk. I am a little puzzled by your claim that innovation comes from small companies. There's research by Steve Johnson that shows that innovation is directly proportional to the number of cultures and people interacting with each other. He directly tracks innovation to the growth of cities over the past 3,000 years. And I think of a company like AT&T that had one patent per day over 100 years. So I do not understand the basis for your claim that innovation comes from small companies.
I didn't say that innovation comes from small companies, first of all. I said it's easier to innovate as a small company. But that doesn't mean that, actually, what I said is it's easier to have, to keep the innovative culture in a small company than it is to a big company. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you can't do it. Look at Apple, for example. They are innovating all the time. And when it comes to patents, that's a completely different talk. But making patents is, anyone can do that. You don't just find a tiny thing to make a patent on, you can patent it.
Yeah, but I think that's a rhetorical point because the patents were the laser, the transistor, the television, the telephone, and probably most high-tech things that you can name.
So let me ask you a question. Who actually has the most resources to make patents? A small company, a startup company with limited funds, or a big company making money?
it isn't about the patents. It's about the innovation behind them. The anthropologist Kraber says that individuals do not invent, societies do. And he notes that most inventions were simultaneously invented many places around the world. They appear when you have thousands or millions of people interacting. It isn't about the patents. It's about the ideas coming together in a culture.
Again, I did not say anything about big companies not innovating. What I give, if you go back to my example with Kodak, they actually made the discovery of the digital camera, the world's first digital camera. Still, because they didn't have the culture, they failed as a company. Because the culture, together with innovative people, and you have to have innovative people on all levels to create a culture that innovates. Yeah.
Hi, I like your story about the rocks, and I wanted to see if there could be some introduction of a new term, or maybe recycling of a new term in the innovative frame of things. For example, I tend to believe that innovation or innovativeness is a term that is used because it's much easier to create than to innovate. But I am not so sure that innovation is the same as creation. Creativity is probably one of the hardest things to achieve because it's harder to invent the wheel again. But innovation is good. The new word I wanted to introduce is renovation. I want to say renovate because it has to do with improving existing technology. Maybe a little different from innovation. What do you think?
Well, I think, I mean, this is a very good point. And I think we could make a word called, you know, re-innovation or something like that and use that. But yeah, for me, I've always thought of both as innovation. Still, if you innovate on something old, I still always consider that as innovation as well.
The emphasis on innovation is in the realization that it's easier to innovate than to create. Otherwise, failure to recognize that would be like trying to get olive oil from stones, in other words.
Right.
You know, failure to recognize the fact that you need to do something much more achievable by innovating or innovating or renovating than creating, I guess.
Right. I think that the company that's probably the most famous for re-innovating is Apple. They took you know, notebook PCs or this handheld kind of tablet thingies, and they made took that and threw it away and made iPads. You know, they have done that for cell phones as well. So you know, they are kind of the masters of re-innovation, kind of. Thank you.
The topic of this conference is about technology, but innovation isn't only technology. So I think your point about patents, sir, and your point about Kodak failing. Kodak didn't fail on the technology side; they failed on the process side, which innovation of process is as important as the technology. So that's, I think, the points are different between the two.
And I mean, I completely agree with you, and that's my first slide was basically that innovation can happen on any level in an organization. And you know, I think the key here is to understand that innovation is not just for technology people; it's for everyone in the organization.
Sorry, we have short time, so please say a question directly after this session. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Hello. So, I think everybody, will talk a great deal about innovation in the bigger picture. So I'm going to take it from here and talk about a product and a process we are kind of using in Rakuten to go towards the goals Will is mentioning. So the first thing to mention, I work with RIT and Smart Device Technology team. And what I'm going to talk about is Landmark, a gamified location deal discovery service that we built in a very short period of time by kind of working with a lot of different people across the company, not just technology, business side, everyone. So let's start. So I'm going to take one step back, just to say, I like the idea of process, not like a lot of people going to say we're getting rid of PCs or anything, or World Wide Web is dead or something like that. It's not the case. We always kind of, everything was World Wide Web 7-8 years ago, and browser-based application was the king. But we kind of make it a small building block. And on top of it, we build new technologies. Right now, we are in the era of mobility and also wearable computing. So like smart devices, the team I'm working on is called also Smart Device Technologies Department. And Rakuten is also really working hard to with kind of being in the forefront of this technology advancement. And also, you kind of agree, wearable computing means Google Glasses, a lot of tracking device, much popular. And also, as the future, there are 3D printing, like academia, exactly the same as academia imagined, but we are going somewhat towards that future. So it's going to be an exciting time. So I think we are right now in the phase of mobility, and we are going towards integration of everything. So in this context, I like to think about e-commerce and commerce in general. And we use this term like online to offline commerce, and I like to define this as commerce, boundless commerce, basically, which is commerce not restricted by online, offline boundaries. And that's where everybody is heading, not just Rakuten, retailers, everyone. We are heading towards creating platforms, being the middleman, towards that. In that context, so I'm going to look into this advertising market. So the key point I want to notice, even last year, we spent more money on promotional media than internet. Almost 2.5 times money was spent on promotional media. What is promotional media? Promotional media is flyers, outdoor advertising, direct mail, free magazines, free newspapers, exhibitions, screen displays. All these things are combined. And as you probably agree with me, there's an opportunity you can disrupt this market with this wide acceptance of smart devices, mobile phones. A lot of people, there are studies conducted and found out a lot of people rather have the information in the phone. And a lot of companies are working towards this goal. They wanted to, Google, Facebook including, they're trying to capture the market, be the disruptor in this domain with smart device services, smartphone services. So when we think about just retailers and restaurants, potential market size is 250 billion Japanese yen in Japan. And so we imagine. So let's imagine there is a really good, 10 minutes, okay. Oh, thank you. Okay. Wow. So as a marketer, if you have a mobile sales promotional network, you'll be concerned about how big is the user base and how effectively you can target these users. So I think Rakuten have an edge in both the criterias. We have huge user base, and with our understanding of online purchase activities of the users, we know a lot about our users. We can profile them, target them very well. And also, totally avoiding the requirements of the merchants, as users, what we expect from a mobile service is true personalization and also not interrupting us. These are data found out after proper surveys. With it in that mind, we designed a service called Landmark to capture kind of this market while kind of utilizing our strength as Rakuten. So I have a little introductory video for you, and I like to play it for you right now.
How does a merchant promote their time sale? The most common way is for employees to distribute flyers to passerby. But wouldn't it be better if the passerby are also the merchant's affiliated marketers? Meet Landmark, a deal discovery smartphone service that intelligently expands the reach of a campaign. How does it work? Merchant first starts a campaign with our online portal. This places a geofence around the merchant's shop. Using advanced analytics, our system intelligently alerts passerby who are likely to be interested in the campaign by our smartphone Landmark app. These passerbys become the merchant's affiliated marketers. Using their real-time ground knowledge, these marketers can mark time-sensitive geofence with our app, thereby intelligently expanding the reach of a campaign. Indirectly, such geofences endorse the campaign and boost brand awareness. Campaign information is propagated to other passerbys when they enter these geofences. This passerby becomes the merchant's new marketers. A passerby can also earn discount of the campaign and Rakuten Super Points. When a sale is successfully transacted, our system rewards marketers who assisted in the sale with Rakuten Super Points. This encourages active participation by marketers and motivates timely propagation of a campaign's information. Through our patent-pending technology, social, geographical, and real-time ground knowledge is exploited to ensure intelligent propagation of campaign information and to boost brand awareness. Empowering merchants, delighting consumers. Landmark.
So Landmarks has two kind of characteristics. One, we allow our application users to be affiliated marketers and tell our server side which is the best place to deliver information. That is very valuable ground knowledge for any algorithm trying to target other users. So we let that happen. At the same time, we track who is, how the information flow through each user until the end of the transaction. And based on that, we give Rakuten Super Points. I don't know whether you know about this, Rakuten Super Point is almost as good as money. We can give one more super point, so our users are very much considering points as money. So we basically pay them to tell us where to deliver, deliver the information to another user, which is the best place to kind of push this information to another person. What we believe is as a centralized shop or like a campaign manager never could know all the details or subtleties in the real world, which is always changing depending on situation. So by kind of crowdsourcing this, we will be able to capture that part. And so I talked about it in the sense geofencing, but it could be SMS, like airdrop, like QR-based information exchanging. So in whichever the way, we could track how someone's passing information through the users. We can, like in landmarks, but that's what can we do. And I have a little, I have the application running here. So this is a kind of application with our prototype we developed. I'd like to show it to you. Give me a second. It looked like this. So you can see the shops with events going on around this area. And this is your location, and these are coupons. And we have 4 tabs: browser tab, favorites tab, timeline, and setting. Browser is always changing. All these coupons pushed into you as kind of are like time sale events going on nearby shops. And if you wanted to carry one of these coupons to another place and plant it or mark it in a geolocation, you have to add it to favorites. In my favorite, there's a lot of other coupons that I've added. And as example, I wanted to add this to my, okay, let's say. I have this, so okay, today there are a lot of Halloween parties and all that stuff going. I think I could put this coupon near here so that people can use it. Oh, I've already claimed? Sorry. I planted already that one. I can't. So I thought I have something. Okay, I can plant this one. I'm going to plant it this current location, so you can plant it over here, kind of. This is the whole idea. So now you see it around this area also. And like, there are a lot of subtleties that I'm not going to talk about, but the idea is, I think about the area that I'm in. I think, okay, and this is a coupon I should put in this place so people will benefit it. I only get points if someone really go and buy something using this coupon. So I think people will be always kind of think about it before planting. So we could limit how many times you're allowed to plant and all these things also. And there's a timeline. You can see how you earn point based on your plantings and your like how you claimed and all that stuff. So that's basically the prototype. This is what it is. And let me go back. So why we are doing it? Rakuten have so many, like I talked about time sales, but time sales not everything. We have a lot of services like this. This is a way to engage people interacting with mobile applications, especially in the mobile setting. Otherwise, why someone come back to there's no reason for users to come back to the app most of the time. Think about it. Only we use few applications all the time. Maybe if you are a Facebook user, probably you check who's liking your photos or something like that. In the same way, in the Rakuten ecosystem, this could be a way to see, oh, how did I plan those coupons and how did I get the points? Kind of. A little bit of a gamification, and people might use it this way. We don't know, we have to test. This is one of the ways we're looking into this. So that's the background, and like as part of it, we find out it's important to have like ability to do geofencing. So this, as part of this, we are working on blue beacons, power this one also. So it's another technology direction we are taking based on that, which I'm not going to talk about. As conclusion, so enhancing user engagement and fine-tuning information delivery or discovery based on ground knowledge are the new things we are bringing with, at least we are trying to bring with landmarks, which is, and also it is a new business model for custom made for Rakuten, and we can have a time sale platform as another business. So this is, Rakuten has a lot of services. This is not a services yet. This is a proposal we are, as RIT and Smart Devices, proposing. And most of the time, like in Rakuten, it coming from the business side, ideas and businesses directly. But what we are trying to do here is, like with a small team from RIT and Smart Device Technologies, we are trying to do is, without these limits, we are trying to imagine things, find out problems, and come up with solutions. This is the way we are trying to do within Rakuten. So going back to the main topic, what I think is, so the idea has almost no value, but the process have so much value, I think. So we kind of working together and trying to polish it up and come up with something that is successful as a product in the real world is the key to success, as I see it. Thank you very much. So if you have questions. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Arens and Dr. Bandara. We have a Q&A session, only 3 minutes, so maybe one person, okay?
So I didn't, thanks for your presentation. The only thing I didn't get from it is, how do you reclaim the coupon? I mean,
There's someone scanning it at the real shop.
I don't know. No, so you planted like beer coupon. How would I get it now? So I need to install this app, or?
Oh yeah, it's all fake now.
No. Again, for example,
Yeah, of course.
if it was real, so I need to install the app too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, why would I do that?
The reason is probably, like, I can ask you the other question. Do you know how many apps we have as Rakuten?
Yeah, around, I don't know,
Yeah.
30 maybe.
Yeah, we can ask the same question about everything, right? Like, why?
No. Then if the app starts spamming me with alerts like, oh, you have a coupon here, or you have a coupon there,
No,
then
no.
I would just uninstall this app like immediately.
No, it is not. It is not going to push you, the first thing. And it's you can look around. That's what I said. Of course, two things I can say. It's a phase, right? When you start, if you have really good information to target, you can do the target. Like, not everything could, targeting could be like 10%, 80% you look around it if there's valuable things. Why you do that? Because we are going to have Rakuten point-supported shops very soon. Like, we are going to have a lot of Rakuten-related real-world things going on in the world.
No, let me rephrase my question.
Okay.
So you said like a person who, I mean, actually it's not you, the video said, the person who distributes like pamphlets is maybe, why would you hire such a person? You have to pay money to him. We'll just install the fancy app.
Okay.
No, wait. So maybe I'm quite heavy beer drinker. So
Okay.
if I go to like some, like, how to say, shogai, and I see like some promoter the giving pamphlets to me, there is high possibility that they will drag me into some izakaya, you know.
Okay.
But if some app starts spamming me, actually I'm quite heavy user of Hot Pepper, Taberogo, and all other apps who incorporate coupons as well. I actually never made a decision to go any store based on the coupon. So even though they give like 100% discount, like free food, free drinks, I would say, oh, that's probably
I totally get your point. I think they disturb you. Even though you have the apps, you don't like them, right?
Yes.
That's what it is. Because they are not good apps. They could have done a... Yeah, exactly. I totally agree. So that's why you have to do it and see, like, in a better way. So what we are trying to do is, we are getting the ground knowledge to fine tune. And if you are giving out giving a coupon, you'll be more concerned, right? We are not going to bombard them like in all the other apps. So when you go to Shibuya, maybe you're getting bombarded by some sort of based on some profile, which is the difference. in a way, which I don't know. It is an unproven test, but idea what we are working on. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay, please, after that, please ask directly. So we have next session. So thank you very much, Dr. Alex and Dr. Mandala. So from now, we have 15 minutes less time, so please go. From 3 p.m., we will